My name is David Madison, the 10th of October 2020. I'm an ex-clergy atheist, and I have collected more than 400 book titles into what I call the Cure for Christianity library, in homage to Mark Twain's famous comment that the best cure for Christianity is reading the Bible. Now there are a lot more books to help with that. These books explain in detail the falsification of theism, Christianity especially. Please tell your Christian friends they have a lot of homework to do. They haven't noticed. Just type Cure for Christianity Library into Google. These authors have stated the blunt truth, hence this series of videos, Cure for Christianity Knockout Quotes. This is quote number 31. John Loftus has written and edited many books on the falsification of Christianity, including one titled Unapologetic: Why Philosophy of Religion Must End. Here's one of his comments in that book. Quote, "The very fact that most Christian apologists reject the need for and or existence of sufficient objective evidence is telling. It's because it does not exist. The problem is that deists were first and foremost evidentialists, but look where evidentialism led them. It caused them to reject Christianity. They came to the mere belief that there is a creator God, which in turn couldn't be sustained after Darwin. Of course, most priests and preachers of most religions urge their followers to have faith. This is precisely because the evidence for their doctrines is weak. Just think about it. Jews, Christians, Muslims, Mormons all insist that their scriptures are evidence for God. But this cannot be true because these scriptures don't agree about God and how God wants to be worshipped. In other words, all these devout believers can't agree on whose scriptures are authentic. The same is true about visions. Protestants often ridicule Catholic claims about visions. What a hopeless mess religion is, because devout people across the world in so many different religions have had contradictory visions. What's going on in their heads really isn't evidence about God's. That's why we ask believers to tell us where we can find reliable, verifiable data about God's. We want to see the evidence. And as Loftus has pointed out, lack of evidence for Christian claims led serious thinkers to end up as deists, rejecting Christianity. Deists believed that an impersonal God could have designed our intricate world, but then along came Darwin, whose observations and discoveries had such a huge impact on our understanding of how nature works. We want to see the evidence because the feelings of religious folks about God and Jesus are evidence for what? They're evidence for what they're feeling. And by the way, devout Jews and Muslims deny that Christian feelings about God and Jesus are correct. There's been so much study and research into how our brains trick us when we try to figure out how the world around us works. An amazing introduction to this field is a book by John Wathy, The Illusion of God's Presence: The Biological Origins of Spiritual Longing. But people who have been told since they were toddlers what a friend we have in Jesus, if this becomes part of their identity with heavy emotional investment, it's awfully hard to escape from that. How could my parents and my pastor have been wrong, they say. But their parents and pastors had all been trained not to look for reliable, verifiable evidence. But that's not right. Ask for evidence. Expect evidence. Time to move on.